Look, everyone wants a healthy mouth, everyone wants a nice white smile, and no one wants to wake up with tooth pain. So you gotta stop making these mistakes with your mouth. Number one is brushing your teeth after breakfast. I never really understood this because I personally can't really eat breakfast unless my mouth is clean first, but that could just be me. But I get the concept. I mean, what's the point of brushing in the morning if you're just gonna eat your breakfast and then make your mouth dirty again? Well, there's a couple problems with brushing after breakfast specifically I'm going to talk about first. The first is pretty much anytime you eat anything, your mouth is going to get acidic. Whether it's from the different foods that you eat or the juice that you're drinking or the coffee that you're drinking, all of these different foods are usually acidic. And then what happens is you brush your teeth right after. So what you're doing is you're lowering the pH in your mouth, and then you're going to start scrubbing those teeth with an abrasive toothbrush and abrasive toothpaste. This is a problem because you're not giving your mouth time to restore that pH. Your enamel will start to break down at a pH of 5.5. So anything that introduces acid into your mouth, it can start breaking down your enamel. Now, if you combine that with an abrasive toothbrush and toothpaste, then you're just going to start scrubbing that enamel away even more while it's in that demineralizing process. Now, if you do this 1 or 2 times, no big deal. It's not going to do anything. Your enamel is still very strong. But if you do this every single day consistently, then it can lead to a lot of these abrasive and erosive lesions on your teeth, which can make them look more yellow and even make them more sensitive. So if you're someone that brushes right after breakfast, look, I'm not hating on you. I think it's really good that you're at least brushing your teeth, but I think there's a way you can be doing it better and not damaging your teeth as much. So what I would recommend is if you want to still do it after you eat breakfast, try to wait about 30 minutes before you actually brush your teeth, because this will give your saliva time to build up after you eat your meal and wash away all that leftover food and also kind of buffer out those acids and restore that pH. So now that when you brush your teeth, that you're not really damaging your teeth at all. Or you can do what I do and just brush your teeth first thing in the morning when you wake up. In general though, I want to commend you if you are brushing your teeth after breakfast or really after any of your meals. But this is not something just to think about after eating breakfast, it's really after every meal. Like for example, even after your dinner. If you eat a late dinner and want to go to sleep right after, you probably are going to brush your teeth right after you eat. But if you have some soda or something else that's acidic with that dinner, then again, you're going to be putting this abrasive substance on your teeth after this acid is already starting to demineralize your teeth. So in general, if you just ate something, try to wait about 30 minutes before you brush your teeth, or at the very least, try to rinse with water before you brush your teeth. Now, while we're talking about brushing, this brings me to number 2, which is brushing too hard. The stains in your teeth are not like the stains in your toilet where you need to scrub out super hard. You actually just need to brush your teeth really gently to clean them properly. If you brush too hard, you're not only going to wear out your toothbrush faster, but you're also going to damage your teeth. Again, I know your teeth are super hard. They're the hardest substance in your body, at least your enamel is. But if you brush too hard, over time it's going to catch up to you. Again, if you just do this one time and you brush really hard for fun, I don't know why you would do that, then it probably wouldn't do anything. But if you do it consistently, like a lot of people do, you'll see they're really frayed toothbrushes and you wonder how they're even brushing their teeth with that. Then this can again lead to these abrasive lesions on your teeth. Sometimes you'll get these punched out lesions, or you'll just start thinning the enamel on your teeth. And again, it can lead to sensitivity. It can make your teeth more yellow or just more likely to get damaged. The third thing you need to stop doing with your mouth is flossing straight up and down. Look, again, if you floss, I need to commend you because that is amazing. But if you're already flossing, you might as well take the step to do it correctly. If you just floss straight up and down and go in between every tooth like that, then you're not doing it correctly. You're not benefiting as much as you could. The technique that you need to do is something called C-shaped flossing. What that means is instead of going straight up and down in between your teeth, once you bring that floss in, you curve it into a C shape around your tooth, and then you bring it up and down and even bring it underneath your gums. And then you do the same thing with the tooth next to it. Make it into a C shape and then go up and down even underneath your gums. You see, when you're just going straight up and down, then you're missing that aspect of first going right up against that side of the tooth, and then also missing the aspect of going underneath the gums. So even though you're flossing, you might still have some leftover gum disease or some bacteria that you aren't cleaning away properly. The fourth thing you need to stop doing to your mouth is chewing ice. Now, it's not really just ice here. It's really doing anything with your teeth that they're not meant to be doing. So if you're trying to open your packet of ramen for dinner and you start putting it in your mouth to rip it open, that's bad. Same thing with, instead of cutting your nails with a nail cutter, if you want to use your teeth, that is bad. All of these things will just put unnecessary strain on your teeth. You might say, well, hey, I know someone that chipped their tooth eating bread. So I'm probably fine eating my ice cubes because I've been fine this whole time and my teeth are probably just stronger. I hate to break it to you, but that's not the case. I want you to think of your teeth kind of like a rubber band. So when you get a brand new rubber band, it's pretty tight, and when you pull it a few times, it's a lot of resistance there. But then if you do that, let's say 100 times, 200 times, 1,000 times, it's gonna start to wear out and it's not gonna be as stretchy anymore. It's not gonna have as much of that resistance, and then it might just break. Your teeth are the same. Yeah, they have this remineralizing going on, but they don't all of a sudden break from eating a piece of bread or something like that. They break from all the years of use that they've been through. So if you're chewing on ice cubes and doing things with your teeth that they're not meant to be doing, like another example is grinding and clenching your teeth. Now, I did make another video, side note, about grinding and clenching and how you can stop grinding and clenching your teeth. So I'm putting that link in the description below if you want to check that out. But all these things are just adding extra years and extra mileage to your teeth. I like that one. I'm going to start using that. They're adding these extra miles to your teeth and shortening their lifespan. It's like saying, hey, I just got a new car. It should last me for a while. Well, it depends. Are you driving just 5 miles a day for your job, or are you driving 500 miles a day? They're both just a brand new car, but I think you can tell me which one's gonna last longer. Now, the last thing you need to stop doing with your mouth is breathing. Look, I know this might seem like a weird take, but the human body wasn't designed to breathe through their mouth efficiently. Now, before you go out and say that, hey, you moron, I'm breathing through my mouth right now, so obviously my body's designed to do that, the key word I said here was efficiently. If you wanna breathe efficiently, that means you should be breathing through your nose. Your nose is a great filter, meaning it'll filter out a lot of dust, it'll eliminate 98 to 99% of viruses and bacteria before it even enters your lungs. It'll also humidify the air, it'll make it a better body temperature before it reaches your lungs and make it more gentle on your lungs. And all these things can prevent lung inflammation and lower things like asthma and allergies. But you don't get any of these benefits when you breathe through your mouth. Instead, you get this cold and dry air. Now, this can cause a ton of problems. Now, let's just talk about your teeth. People who are mouth breathers are more likely to have gum disease and cavities, and also jaw development problems. There's plenty of studies that look at kids who grow up either breathing through their mouth versus breathing through their nose. Simply growing up and breathing through your nose more will mean that you're more likely to have a wider, more spacious jaw that houses all your teeth better, so you're less likely to need braces or need your wisdom teeth taken out. And you're also more likely to be taller and also more likely to have less disease, like diseases like sleep apnea and even ADHD. Now, I cover all of this and the reasoning behind this and why nose breathing is so much better in a lot of my other content. And you can check out my channel to see all my videos on breathing specifically. But in this video, I want to really just focus on the benefits you get to your teeth and gums. And it all really boils down to your saliva. When you're breathing in and out through your mouth, then you're drying up all the saliva that's in your mouth. So if you wake up in the morning and your mouth is hanging open and there's drool all over your pillow, and you have this bad morning breath and your mouth feels dry, it's a good chance you've been breathing through your mouth all night long. Your saliva is really important because it's basically a barrier or like a bodyguard for your teeth and gums. It has a lot of antibacterial properties, it has a lot of minerals that are good for our teeth and gums, and it can also buffer out a lot of the bad pH. It can make our mouth more basic or less acidic to balance out those acids that cause cavities. So people who have a more dry mouth are more likely to get a ton of cavities and gum disease and other mouth problems. Now, when you breathe through your nose, it retains a lot of moisture in your body. It makes you less dehydrated, and it also keeps that saliva in your mouth. So what I like to do before I go to sleep is tape my mouth shut. So the tape that I use is something called 3M micropore paper tape. It's literally this medical grade tape. All you gotta do is rip a little piece off and tape it over your mouth, and it'll help ensure that you breathe through your nose all night long. Now, there are a ton of other benefits that you get from breathing through your nose, and I could spend a whole hour talking about this one topic alone, but I'm not gonna do that because One, I did talk about it a lot in my other videos like I mentioned, and also I don't want to bore you. But one thing I did want to mention is if you struggle breathing through your nose in the first place, you want to make sure you can properly fix that first before you tape your mouth shut. And there are some natural ways you can do that. I'm putting that specific video that I made in the description below, so make sure you check that out. So that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video, and let me know in the comment section if there's any other bad dental habits that you know that other people are doing or that you're doing. We're in a world where people are very scared of insulin spikes. And I don't blame them. If you eat sugar and other foods that cause your blood sugar to go up, it'll cause your insulin to spike so that it can package up that blood glucose and pull it out of your bloodstream. But if your insulin is high for too long, then you can get something called insulin resistance.